Any regrets? Is there any race that you wish you could have back?
Oh, like, you know, I try to forget most of them, but, you know, yeah, I mean, I could probably sit and think about, I should have won this race, should have won that race. I mean, any racer will tell you they never won enough races, but not really. I mean, as far as having any regrets, you know, if I had one, I would have liked to have won the overall Mr. Dirt title. You know, we were close a few years, but we were lucky enough to win Syracuse. So I'd rather have won the Syracuse race than won the overall Mr. Dirt title. So, you know, I'm happy with it, the way everything kind of worked out. No real major regrets, no.
Saturday night, you strapped in for the last time at Lebanon Valley. What was that feeling like to see your crew out there giving you the thumbs up on the parade lap?
I actually missed it, to be honest with you. I had to have somebody tell me that they did that later. So I missed that, you know, on the 4-wide going around. So hopefully somebody's got that on tape.
We got you covered.
It on tape. Yeah, I didn't think, you know, I was more or less just kind of centered up in the moment, trying to go better, you know. So I didn't. It probably more hit me after the race when they had asked me to come up on the front stretch, and you know, I got interviewed by, you know, Dirt Vision, and you know, a lot of the fans come down and were talking with me and wanted their picture taken and things like that. That's, you know, when you see the sincerity in everybody's eyes and their voice, that's when it hits you. And you say, man, you know, it wasn't all for nothing. You know, a lot of people appreciated watching me race. And I mean, and all the little gifts and different things that I got. I mean, thank you cards. Some people put some money in some thank you cards, which made me feel a little funny. But what I really got a charge out of is some of the younger fans, you know, and I got a bunch of stuff over there in the corner, you know, draw pictures and saying, you know, thank you for a great career. I watched you since I was 5 years old when my father took me. And had some fans come down from Canada, you know, Drummondville, and this one guy had been a fan since he was a kid, and his father was a fan of mine. His father passed away, but he made a special trip with his friend down just for that last race. So, you know, you see that, and it really makes you feel good, you know, that everything that you did, you made an impact, and hopefully, you know, made it in a positive way.
I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about your dad, Kenny Tremont. Abe, what has he meant to your career?
Well, basically everything. I mean, he's the one who got me started, you know, gave me the head start, guided me through everything, wouldn't let me quit. You know, and it just seemed like, you know, whatever came up, whatever kind of hurdle came along, you know, he had a direction and he kind of knew how he was going to attack things and go about things. He was everything, still is as far as racing goes to me.
What's next for you?
Well, what's immediately next is, you know, this coming Saturday night, we're going to go over with Montgomery to Lebanon, see if we can get them going a little bit better. We got a plan for next year yet, so I don't really know what's going to happen exactly. You know, I'll spend my time with Montgomery. And I've got some different projects. Behind you is an old Model A Ford that I'm working on for a customer. And I've got some older Corvettes and older T-Birds that we'd like to get going. Got some older vintage race cars, you know, one of the older Troyer cars that we had years ago. Got a Grand King car that we had bought years ago that Chuck Ely drove. Got an old coach that my dad built for Butch Deli in 1972. So I probably got 8 or 10 different projects that are major projects. So there's plenty to do, plenty of, you know, plenty of area to spend money on.
If this all airs correctly and goes according to plan and the weather cooperates, Saturday night at Albany-Saratoga Speedway during the Malta Massive Weekend will be the final time you strap into a race car. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, a little bit, but you know, I made this decision, you know, for sure. You know, last fall, there was 3 of us, you know, George Reifenberg, myself, and my dad, and I told them both at that time, you know, I'm going to go one more year. I'm going to do whatever Lebanon Valley has for races and Albany-Saratoga, and then at that point, that's it. So yeah, I'm going to be good with it. I already kind of, you know, mentally prepared myself for it. I mean, I already know that probably, no matter what I do, it's probably not going to be as exciting as driving a dirt modified. So that's all right. I mean, I was lucky enough to be able to drive one. I've had my fun with that. So I'm at peace with that, so I'm good to go. And there's plenty of other things to do. Spend time with my wife. Get reacquainted, find out what she's all about. And I've had her on ignore for quite a while now. So grandkids, we can spend more time with them. That's always a good thing. So there's plenty to do. Projects as well as family stuff.
Well, I know Saturday night at Lebanon Valley there was quite a throng of fans around, but I know there's thousands more, and on behalf of all of them, thank you for sharing the last 5 decades with us.
Well, thank you. It's been fun, and like I've been saying in the interviews, there's a lot of good people involved with racing, whether it's at Lebanon Valley or Devil's Bowl or Albany-Saratoga, or when we ran Western New York. I think race fans are the greatest, and we got some real good race fans in this Northeast area.